A 24-year-old convicted murderer set to head to trial in a capital murder case next year. Former Texas rapper Tamor McIntyre is accused of fatally shooting and robbing a 23-year-old man. Eric Hernandez takes us inside the courtroom as it was decided when jury selection and the trial would begin.
They're all the same.
Tamor McIntyre, known for his stage name TayK 47, sat quietly in the courtroom as his case was awaiting to be called up. McIntyre, already convicted of murder in Tarrant County and sentenced to 55 years in prison, has been awaiting trial in the April 2017 capital murder of Mark Anthony Saldivar. According to an arrest affidavit, Saldivar was robbed of his camera equipment and fatally shot in the Chick-fil-A parking lot across from North Star Mall. At the time, McIntyre was on the run after cutting his GPS monitor while out on bond awaiting trial. McIntyre was later caught in New Jersey. But while on the run, he released a song called The Race. The music video on YouTube has more than 360 million views, and the song ended up on the Billboard Hot 100. In it, he posed in front of his wanted poster. Because of that video, his attorneys had a concern about the size of the jury pool.
The nature of the case involves a music video, and that music video is very famous and well known, so we may need a little bit more than the average pool because people are familiar and have formed an opinion.
A jury pool of 200 people are now expected to be called in on February 7th and testimony to begin on February 10th. Since being in the Bexar County Jail, McIntyre has picked up 3 new charges of prohibited substance in a correctional facility.
Now this trial will be taking place here in the 187th District Court. Again, that is on February 10th of next year. McIntyre, if he's found guilty, would automatically be sentenced to life in prison without parole. At the Cadena Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Welcome back, YouTube. Thank you for coming back to my channel. TayK 47. I remember when that whole situation was going on where TayK, he was on the run, and that song The Race came out. It was a big song. I liked it. I still sometimes use it for workout music sometimes now. But it's a sad scenario of where he ended up. You know, it was all good. You know, the streets, hip hop, and, you know, maybe just some fans, they were cheering him on, doing the race. You know, he, like they said, he took the picture next to his wanted poster and he was doing his thing. But we all knew, us adults, we all knew that that was going to come to an end more sooner than later. And it did. And, you know, years have passed since that time. And realistically, you don't hear any more free TayK. You don't hear people saying shout out to TayK or talking about TayK at all. He's basically done and forgotten about. We have moved on. And that is the cold reality of this type of lifestyle that a lot of the young people live today. You know, coming up, living this kind of lifestyle, getting involved with these kinds of really bad activities, ruining their lives before their lives really even get started. And now, you know, he had a little bit of success, very, very brief. You know, he didn't even really get to like tour the song or anything like that. He, you know, nothing. He made the video. He was on the run and, excuse me, he was arrested, got sentenced to 55 years already. He's already basically doing a life sentence. I mean, 55 years for most of us, that would be life. You know, I don't know, I forget how he was when he got arrested, but tack on 55 years to that, let's say he was 18. I mean, that is what, 73? All right, that's a life sentence. And then now he's going to face yet another robbery and murder. Okay, and the reality is we should have never been bigging up this kind of activity, okay? And not that we were, I don't mean, when I say bigging up, I don't mean like we were encouraging robbery and murder, but the song itself, you know, a lot of us played it, we liked it, we encouraged him. You know, I encourage him, I'm using all sorts of wrong lingo here, but basically what I'm saying is a lot of people didn't come out and say, listen, TayK, this is wrong what you're doing. A lot of people, or if they did, you didn't hear about it being promoted. A lot of people were not out saying we need to denounce the lifestyle of TayK because more young people are going to be influenced by what he's doing, and they're going to take that same path. They're going to think it's cool to go on the race from the authorities, commit heinous crimes like this, robberies, murders, and then go out and try to make songs about it while they're on the run, and think that it's a game until they get caught, and then they're never seen or heard from again. Like right now, I mean, had it not been for this news clip, the only time I would think about TayK is whenever his song popped up in my Spotify, and I would listen to it while I'm working out. And that is the end result of this lifestyle for most people, dead or in jail, prison. You have one or two that will, out of all the thousands and thousands that go down this path, you have one or two that will rise up and become a little baby or whoever else. But for the most part, a lot of the young people that are involved in that, they're just being fed to the penitentiary and being fed to the graveyard, whether by their own actions or by the actions of someone that they're involved with. So, I just wanted to give a quick take on this. I saw it and I was like, man, this is, a cold reality, because here he is now after having what they said, like over 300 something million views, and he had a little buzz, and you did have a few other rappers remix the song to show some love. But why would we really even show that any love? We really should not encourage that. And I understand that hip hop culture is what it is. For my part, I try not to encourage it. I can't lie though. I do like a lot of the music. I grew up on it. It's kind of just in my soul in a sense to like the beats and the lyrics. But I do try to separate myself from the lifestyle. And I do try to encourage people to not go down that path, especially young people, and to think, about their long-term, what they want to do with themselves long-term versus a short-term feeling or, an impulse that they may have. So, here we are, TayK, already 55 years. He is now looking at another life sentence. More than likely, he's going to be convicted. Just because if I don't remember all the aspects of the case, but I do, if I remember correctly, he did have some co-defendants and they were cooperating. I could be wrong. Maybe that was the other case. But either way, 55 years already. And, another life sentence on top of that is just basically putting the icing on the cake to solidify that we'll never hear from or see him again unless it's in a courtroom. And that's really tough, when you think about it. We just have to try our best to try to sway the young people that are gullible and very naive to what the future of that type of lifestyle leads to. You want to try to lead them away from that, because there's too many cases of situations like TayK's, but just kids that have never blown up on YouTube or social media to where we don't know about them. All we do is see cases of one after the other, murders, robberies, 25 years, 50 years, 45 years, life sentences. And life over before it even really gets started. It's a sad reality. It's a cold reality for a lot of the people that take that path. And I know a lot of people are trying to speak out about it, but I just want to add my voice to that. So thank you all for coming back to my channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, share the video. As always, I'll see you all soon.